What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Monday Night Mayhem.
Yeah!
What's
Ooh,
up?
It's spooky.
Oh, it is spooky. It is our Spooktacular Halloween edition of Monday Night Mayhem. Thank you for joining us, folks. If you've been watching recently, we haven't done Dungeons & Dragons in a while, so this is a special Halloween Dungeons & Dragons edition, a little different than what we've done before. My name is Jeff from Super Geeked Up. Thank you very much for joining us. If you're in the live chat, please chat away there. We'll share your comments during the show, or you can tweet us at Super Geeked Up. I want to share an awesome tweet I got before the show, actually. So I told people on Twitter we were starting a little late because our DM had a flat tire. And I got a tweet from the tire warehouse saying, "Sorry to read this. Let us help with a free tire repair. Details at."
Awesome.
Yes. Thank you, tire warehouse. Right.
Dear Tire World, why didn't you sell me these faulty tires? I'm just kidding.
That was just great. In the chat, by the way, listener's mate says, "Hey, vampires suck." Yes, they do. Thank you for watching, Anthony.
Yes,
and Manu Mori, Moria, I'm sorry, I just butchered that. Says hi in the chat. Hey, thank you for watching. I think it's the first time you've been in the chat. Great.
Right.
All right.
They might suck, but they have a bloody good time, right, Anthony?
Oh boy, it's already starting. All right, folks. We'll introduce everybody else here and what's going on. So we've been doing a long-term D&D campaign in the world of Eberron. That's not what we're doing tonight. We are doing a special Ravenloft, right? Is kind of the setting we're in here in Dungeons and Dragons, which is appropriate for Halloween and spooky stuff. Manu in the chat says, "Word, how are you guys?" Hey, we're great because we're finally starting and we're streaming, and it's almost Halloween, which is my favorite holiday. So we're good.
Absolutely. Mine too.
Yep.
Sweet.
Good except for car trouble.
Yeah. That's right. So let's. Funfire 10 also just joined us in the chat. Hey, guy. Oh, good to see some people who haven't joined us in a while. Thank you for watching. All right, let's do. So these are totally different characters than what we usually been playing on D&D, which we've created rather quickly. But we will introduce them. I'm sure Nate already has like 5 pages of backstory for his character.
His character's mute, so he can't tell you about it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, there you go.
Wait, you're joking about that though, right? You're not really mute, are you?
No, he's mute. He's a mute goblin.
Wait a minute. You're not going to say anything on the stream? Is that what you're telling me?
He's going to test his pantomime skills.
Yes, it's going to be lots of hand
All right,
signals.
guys, wait, let's go.
Yes.
Wow, folks! Wow, you really tuned into the great episode tonight. By the way, Manu in the chat says, "I am from India, folks." Oh, well, that's awesome. Thank you for watching.
Cool.
In India. That's great.
Wow.
Cool, man.
All right, so let's do some character introductions here. Here, I got them all on one page. I'm going to switch to the screen. So I'm playing. Who the hell's my character? This is how quickly it's been. On the upper left of your screen, that's my character. Her name is Ashrin. She is a dark elf or a drow, if you prefer. Hey, you might think, "Oh man, drow, they're evil. They're no good. Get them out of here." Not her though. So she was abandoned as a baby, and she was raised in a human monastery. So she's actually lawful good. She's a good drow. So she raised in that and learned martial arts, and she's also pretty scholarly. She's got the sage background. She loves reading. She's rather naive and inexperienced too. She's not really going to understand why people are going to be racist towards her, because she's never seen any drow before, and she's been cloistered in the monastery. This is going to be her first adventure, I think, outside of that. She wants to protect people. As the monks instilled in her, she thinks kindness cures everything. So, folks, what I'm basically doing is I'm playing the opposite of what you think a drow might be. I like to turn things on their head. So she's
Very
What
cool.
he's not saying is that her sword is named Kindness.
Oh, that's a good idea. Actually. If she used the sword, that would be a good idea. But she uses actually, her hands and fists, which are lethal weapons, but also a quarterstaff bow / thing is what I chose for her to use.
So just does it love, hate?
Right.
Yeah, so that's her, and this is the first time I've played a monk, which I have. Monks are pretty cool, though, man. They've got some awesome stuff they can do.
Very much so.
Which path did you take?
Oh, thank you. Yes, I should mention to people that I am Way of the Open Hand.
Oh yeah.
So focusing on
nice.
Martial arts,
Good
attacking
slapping.
and stuff. Yeah, exactly. But she could do things like flurry of blows, do extra attacks. She can deflect missiles. She can actually catch arrows in her hand sometimes.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then throw
One
them
would
back.
almost think you were inspired by a recent opponent.
Recent opponent. A D&D?
Rukin.
Yeah.
Why? Wait, was he catching arrows?
Yes.
Oh,
Rukin was a monk.
I forgot he was a monk. Oh, no, I'm not inspired by him at all. He's the worst. I don't want anything to do with him.
Come over to the dark side.
Yeah. Anyway, she also has this thing called ki, so she can channel her inner ki and do some cool things as well. She has 3 key points because we are all level 3, folks. That's what we're doing today. Some other cool stuff. That's enough about her for now, I think. Let's go over to Trip, who's playing the character in your upper right of your screen. Go ahead, Trip.
Right. So I'm also kind of going a different way than I've ever gone before. So this time I am playing a female paladin.
Paladin? What are you playing?
Paladin. No. A paladin named Gwen Sparrow, and she is following the Oath of Devotion. So, as all paladins following this oath go, her ideals are justice, virtue, and order. And Gwen is known as the White Knight of Helmsbright Spire. She's devoted to her god of law and goodness, and she aspires to be an angelic protector of the realm. She's the great-granddaughter of the Baron von Helmsbright, who protects a small port city of Helmstone and 3 villages.
I love that guy.
Yeah, absolutely. And as a child, she never relished girlish things, and her father recognized her aptitude for warfare and faith. And at the age of 16, she experienced a powerful visitation from Bahamut, and she immediately offered her life to the church. And she has been sent on several missions to protect the virtuous land from invading gnolls, trolls, and she even fought with her family against a horrific wight. And, of course, her devotion tenets are honesty, courage, compassion, honor, and duty, which she holds true. And she also is a knight and has a war horse and 3 people with her. So she does have a squire, a groom, and a servant, all of whom are female. So this should be very interesting for me to play.
That's right. All right. Awesome. By the way, folks, let us know how the audio is if you're hearing all of us fine. I can make some adjustments. Thank you again for watching. Also, if you look on our videos, our tokens of our characters are on the sides of all our videos, so that's how you can remember who each of us are. Let's go over to Nate. Well, he can't speak anything. Never, he can't talk. Well, now he can. At this point, he can because he's doing an intro.
Just a little bit, yes, however much I flounder about. Indeed, I will be playing Squee, the goblin fighter. He was actually raised out in the wilderness with a small goblin family. They're considered like country bumpkin sort of deal. Eventually, they grew old enough, family started to wither down until it was just him and his brother Rachuk, and they essentially poached for the longest time, picked up a few hunting skills and how to stay away from a lot of the, main trade hubs, and especially mostly humans, but again, I'll go ahead and say humans in Ravenloft have a very good reason for being scared of anything that doesn't look like them. Eventually, the brother, Rachuk, grew extremely famished after a few hunts went rather south. He crept into a nearby human village and actually stole a few of their sheep. Noticing that their sheep were gone, they sent out hunting parties and actually found Squee instead of Rachuk and immediately assumed it was him. They didn't kill him, however thankful that is in this world, and instead cut his tongue out. As soon as Squee learned, he flew into a furious rage, knowing that it was Rachuk's fault, and has basically been seeking him out ever since, especially since Rachuk knows that he took the fall for him.
Ooh.
Oh man, that's all right.
A terrible tale.
Yes, a spooky, horrible tale. All right. Also, folks, in the lower right of your screen, you're going to see the rolls we're going to do. We're using a site called Roll20, which is a very cool site. Highly recommend it. It's free to use if you want to play all different kinds of games. But you're going to see the different rolls. Maybe you guys can do a couple right now, and spells and all that stuff. You'll see those down there if you like the D20 and other stuff are rolling. In the left side, you're seeing the live chat. All right, let's go over to Mark's. Mark's, who are you playing? What's going on?
I'm playing a character named Legene.
Oh,
who's a
Gene.
I thought it was Legend.
Yes.
Okay, Legene. Good to know.
Legene. I know people commonly make that mistake. And I let the DM create this character for me because I wanted to be surprised. And he is a sorcerer, level 3 like everyone else, human sorcerer, who is a phoenix sorcerer. So he's got a fire inside of him. And he it has the urchin background, so he lived on the streets ever since being a child. Had to learn how to steal and do what he had to do to survive. He hides scraps of food and trinkets away in his pockets commonly because you never know when you need it, right? And he helps people who help him. It's what has kept him alive. And he escaped his life of poverty by robbing an important person. And is wanted for it in some places. And you know, it's not stealing if he needs it more than someone else, right? Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
So,
Put that down. Put it back. That does not belong to you.
So this will be fun character play, a little different than normal than I play, and I don't think I've ever played a sorcerer before in D&D. So it'll be fun.
Nice, lots of firsts in this game. Yeah. In the chat, listeners me says, Jeff, do you still suck at rolling? Okay, sir. It's not in Dungeons & Dragons I suck at rolling. It's that other game, The Strange, that I always was terrible at rolling.
Oh, man. I'm having, like, Vietnam flashbacks.
All right. So you might have noticed, folks, oh, my God, we actually have a lady in the game today.
Hi.
Yeah. This
A lady?
Oh no, I actually mean your dad.
Wow.
Wow.
The one with the beard. That's the lady.
No,
Where's my dress?
So we Somnus, who's our DM, I'll introduce him in a minute, but his daughter, who I played with off stream and had a lot of fun with before, she's joining us. Her name is Shiloh. So welcome, Shiloh. Thank you for joining us.
Hi. It's a pleasure to be here.
All right.
I'm going to try and be as loud as possible.
Yes, her mic's a little low, so she's just going to scream into the
Yeah.
Her character's really angry all the time.
Very, very angry.
Give them the haunted one background. He has a lot of issues. It's fun.
Well, why don't you tell people about your character?
All right, my character, he's a hunter archetype ranger named Taran Volbastin. As I mentioned, he has the Haunted One background, which you can find online or in the Curse of Strahd expansion book, which is the 5th edition Ravenloft book. But basically, with that background, your character has gone through some kind of harrowing event in their life. And for Taran, that was a monster came and murdered everyone in his village except for him, and he doesn't know why. Ever since then, he's made it his sole purpose to hunt monstrosities and protect the innocent. He would sacrifice his life to protect the innocent, in fact. But his flaw is he's convinced of the significance of his destiny and blind to his shortcomings and the risk of failure. So he kind of goes for it. He's like, oh, that's a monster. I gotta kill it. I have to. There is no. It's going to die, or I'm going to die.
Fair assumption.
And yeah, he might die. He might die. I'm just saying. But yeah, no, that's pretty much him.
Awesome.
Nice.
Very cool. On Twitter, Stellar Orbnorb had asked me on my tweet, like, what are we playing today? And I told him, and he says, that makes sense. I have heard many good things about Ravenloft. I even have an old AD&D, Advanced Dungeons & Dragons, Ravenloft book that I won in a contest. Sweet.
Sweet.
Cool.
What book?
All right, I'll have to ask him on Twitter, since he's just on Twitter right now. By the way, was Advanced Dungeons & Dragons like the second edition? Is that
second edition?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep, that's where I started playing.
Yep.
All right. Lister's Mate says in the live chat, if I had trouble with my horse and carriage, I'd be angry too. Okay. Good point. All right. That's all our characters, I think, right? We got them all, yes? I didn't miss anybody?
Yep.
All right, great. All right, so now we're going to go over to Somnus, our dungeon master, who suggested this setting for us today.
Alrighty. So we're going to step slightly into Ravenloft. We're not going to go too deep into the details because we're kind of going to go on the fringes of Ravenloft. For those of you who've never encountered Ravenloft before, it is intended to be a gothic horror setting for D&D. So there are some additional rules. There are, things about fear, horror, madness, those sorts of things can be part of the game if the group wants it to be. We're not really going to get too heavy into the fear and horror rules, at least not for this session. If we continue this at a later date, we might add some of the other stuff in as they get deeper into that world. But starting out, these are all characters who exist in another world. Basically, picking kind of 4th edition's default, the known world kind of scenario, where they have been traveling together for a little while, and then we'll kind of hop right into things. Everybody ready to go? And Trip, did you see the link I sent you?
I did, yes. So I've got that, and the Platinum Dragon, and yes, so I've got a sense. Yep.
So you got at least a little idea of your patron deity.
Absolutely, yes.
Let me just share a tweet before we start. So Stellar Orbnorb, I told him he should join us in the live chat. And he says, if I can, well, maybe a bit later. This is awkward, but I'm playing D&D myself right now. Someone else is checking for traps. Well, that's a good excuse to actually why you're not watching.
That is a good excuse.
You're playing D&D.
You got to make sure that your team doesn't get trapped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very.
Yeah, that's bad. So, all right.
Did you say,
Are
you speaking
we all
Klingon? Sound like you said kapla.
No, there was an Admiral Akbar moment.
Oh, it's a trap. I see.
All right. So I'm going to set things quickly for you guys. All right, the kind of opening events. It shouldn't have come to this. You arrived in Galdanos several days ago with the heat of the southern summer easing as you headed northward. The night you arrived, there was a brutal murder and kidnapping. A local baker and his wife were butchered like animals in their home. Their 10-year-old daughter, Channa, was found in one of the local fields on a pole like some grisly scarecrow. You were questioned, of course, but you had all been at the Rampant Tiger all night, and there were plenty of witnesses to say that you had been in the common room until quite late. Of course, you offered to help find this beast, and the watch captain, Kurlot, accepted your help. What followed were 3 nights of blood and horror, each night a new victim taken to be found in the fields the following morning. The killer finally got sloppy, losing his money pouch in the struggle with Soranda Devere. You went with the captain and 5 men to arrest Drago Kessler. The madman was ready, though. After bursting through the door, the guards started to search the home. False panels in the ceiling dropped vials of alchemist fire to explode on the floor. The ensuing fire, smoke, and chaos saw the death of 3 men of the watch. Kurlot and the other 2 were in no condition to fight. You could see Kessler riding as if hell was chasing him northwest. You grabbed steeds of the guards and took off after him.
Yeah, faster! Yeah, faster!
Yeah, let's get the let out.
Hey guys, wait. What's the
we're
guy's
all
name?
Dashing along.
Kessler.
And he
Drago Kessler.
And he killed the Baker family.
He killed all those people. He killed the baker. The baker's daughter. He
the
killed.
child.
Yep.
Right,
The
but we have
whole
no
family.
idea. We have no idea why
Their dog.
at this point.
No idea why, and probably anything that would have given any clue to it went up in the fire when his house exploded with alchemist fire.
It was a trap. We should have had that one guy here checking for traps.
Yeah, seriously.
Right? Yes, on Twitter. You should be-
Thanks a lot.
So we all know each other, and we're all on horses chasing him.
Yep.
Yep.
He's got a decent head start on you, and you're chasing as hard as you can. As you're moving forward after him, the road curving and winding, you start to see ahead that there seems to be a kind of a fog up ahead, which is odd because there aren't really any large bodies of water in the area.
Somnus, one thing that I would have done over the last couple days, and in this place that we looked at, I would have tried to sense evil and just get a sense of identifying if this guy is undead or anything like that.
You sensed no undead or like supernatural evil, which is what your abilities let you sense.
All right.
Is like fae and fiends,
Celestial.
Sure.
that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So he is just a purely bad person, clearly. All
Yeah.
right.
In the live chat, Lister's mate says, "Did he kill even the candlestick maker?"
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
He's probably dead.
because he likes darkness.
So- I'm going to continue charging ahead, but I will slow as we hit the fog.
Can I
Okay.
attempt to shoot him?
He is a good, 120 feet ahead of you, and
I took the sharpshooter feat, and I have a longbow.
Aha.
you're also on horseback, which is going to give you disadvantage.
She can still try though.
You can try.
Yeah.
You can certainly try.
I guess I'll
Fire
go with
away.
the longbow then. Nope.
Oh. Unlucky.
Can any of you see through fog?
Nope.
No,
Dark vision
no,
doesn't
that-
apply to fog, right?
No, that's that's actual, substance obscuring your vision, not just darkness.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
my character will ask as we, I guess, slow up the fog, be like, "Why would anyone do such a vile act? That was disgusting."
Well,
Squee just grunts. Oh.
I think it's only somebody with a twisted mind that would think of something like that, and someone who has no regard whatsoever for life.
mm-hmm.
That's
Someone
terrible.
like-
We must stop this fiend.
Absolutely, he must be brought to justice.
I agree. We'll burn the evil out of him.
And as you're like, he must be brought to justice, Taran tries to shoot the guy and he misses. Just hits
better-
a tree.
With
You
better
know.
aim, we'll take him out.
Oh, don't worry. That was a good try. You'll do better next time, I'm sure.
Thank you. Your hope and faith in me is reassuring. Now, if only the dice roller also agreed.
True that. True that.
Okay, so are we actually entering the fog now?
As you get closer, he rides straight into the fog. Go ahead and make perception checks.
Don't mind if I do.
We love making perception checks.
They're the best. Beats the rest. Cellular,
No.
modular, indirect,
Oh,
modular.
Nope,
Snap.
dice roller does not like the
My
Rangers.
first
guys.
roll right off the bat. Damn, that was awesome.
Woo! Not bad.
Hey Jeff.
Oh,
Jeff, can you share some of that good roll?
Absolutely.
The Ranger with proficiency in perception rolled a 6.
So,
By the way, guys, if you want to go to the settings, you can turn that advantage off if you want to not roll twice. You just it's roll queries, never roll advantage if you want to change that. That's the fault I just noticed.
Yeah.
So the Squee and Ashran notice something odd. The wind is moving, with you. But the fog's moving forward.
Forward as in away from us or towards us? What do you mean?
It's going against the wind.
I've noticed something odd. The fog is fog's going. This is very strange. The fog is going against the wind.
Oh,
this is unnatural.
It is. Yeah, that is.
Okay. As much as I want to get him, I think that we should take a moment to try to see what's going on with this fog. I'm certainly willing to approach it first. I go ahead and start while I slow my horse. Is everybody else slowing down?
Sure.
Yes.
Actually, Squee keeps going.
I'm gonna join. I'll say, "Oh, that's very brave of you. I will join you."
Yeah. All right. So yeah, I go ahead and take a canter up to the fog and kind of slow it down just to make sure that this isn't some kind of poisonous fog or something.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll slow down with you.
So, slowing, you can see it swirling ahead of you, and you can see tendrils of it creeping along the sides of the road, still moving forward.
Okay. I'd like to perceive, are there any animals or anything around? Does anything seem to be suffering from this fog, or is there absolute silence?
You don't see any animals around, but that's not entirely right. You've been riding hard and fast. You make a lot of noise. Most animals are going to clear out.
Right.
In the live chat, Lister's mate says it's Smog. I wonder if he means Smog the dragon. He didn't spell it that way.
No,
whole different thing.
LA, guys.
Yeah, he's actually not. He's in rural Virginia, but maybe he means LA Smog. You're right. I like to think he meant Smog the dragon, but
yeah.
You never know.
Well, if we're going up against Smog, I think we're going to need a few more rangers and fighters.
And maybe some levels.
No. I need one good shot, and for the dice roller to love me. All right.
All right.
Can we still hear the galloping of Kessler's horse?
Oh yeah, and Squee is still hot on the trail.
You can hear it, but the sound is distorted. It's almost has a sort of echoing quality to it.
Squee, you just galloped into the fog?
Oh, he doesn't want to lose the trail. Not on this guy.
All right.
Oh my goodness, that goblin is very impetuous.
I swap my horse then and gallop in right after
I'm going to do
and try to catch up head to head with Squee.
Okay.
I guess we're all running in.
In the chat, by the way, Claw97 says you're going to need a burglar to get through the fog.
Yes.
Why not?
We need
Sure.
a burglar.
Yes.
Well, wait, no. Do we technically have one? The person who steals things and our sorcerer, maybe.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
I steal things. I'm not sure if I'm
not
good
a
at
rogue,
it.
though. Yeah. But you're right. It always pays to have a rogue. And thank you, Claw, for watching.
He can talk his way out of the situation if he gets caught. Being a charisma-based class and all.
And if that fails, I just firebolt him.
Yeah. He has
all right, so we're all riding into the fog.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah. but I am trying to look ahead, just to make sure that that the road doesn't suddenly end or we jump off a cliff or something like that.
And the game's over after 10 minutes.
What? This is a game that loves to kill you. So I'm just making sure. Hey! You go up the mountain.
That would be so bad though if he killed off the game his daughter was in after 10 minutes, like the characters.
Don't worry,
no.
I'll be the one to find out. I'm going first.
Then those are the bragging rights of a father. Boy, were you dumb.
Shiloh, would you put that past me?
No. No.
All right.
I've heard of some of the things that you've done to people. I know. I know that I'm not safe just because of your kid.
Nobody's safe.
No one is safe.
So I am going in, but just trying to keep my eyes open as much as possible. I know I do not have. It's not nighttime, is it?
No, it wasn't night. Although plowing into the fog, it's of course hard to tell what time it is anymore. I mean, it seems brighter at first, and then the light seems to begin to fail.
Okay. So I'm just going to yell out, Castler, we're coming after you. Justice will be done.
Yeah, what he said. She said. Excuse me. Forgot you were a girl.
I mean...
The mist swirls around you, and you keep moving forward, but you have to slow your pace, just for fear of potentially, you don't want to break a horse's leg, if there's a divot in the road and they catch it wrong.
Right.
Would there be any tracks?
Well, you're not going to see them from horseback.
Yeah. Well...
Yes, actually, I'll ask what's your character's name again, Shiloh?
Taran.
Taran, it's a guy, right?
Yep.
Okay. So, I'll say, Sir Ranger, are you good at tracking?
I am. I am. I can do my best in this fog. I will need someone to hold my horse.
Oh, I will gladly hold your steed.
Taran hops off the horse and I will start tracking, which that's survival, correct?
Pretty sure.
Okay.
That's a little better.
Something. It's a little better. Not great, but better.
Okay.
Squee decides he's going to track too.
Oh my god!
Ooh.
And the goblin shows up the ranger. It's all great. It's all fine.
He's used to hunting down prey.
I could see from the goblin's nonverbal communication, it seems like he's found something.
Yeah.
He just starts grunting and pointing in a direction. Becomes like a
Gwen-
pointer dog.
Gwen doesn't say it, but thinks in her mind, good lassie, good lassie.
Let's see.
So you do see tracks. I mean, there are, horse hoof tracks, hard into the soil of the road, still heading forward.
Okay. So immediately Squee will go ahead and strike a torch, get it alight, and
I can light it
attempt
for
to. Oh, yeah. Hey, that works.
Got touch.
He'll just hold it out, and be pointing to it, and then.
All right. Sadly, the torch doesn't really help much. The fog still is thick and all around you, making the visibility very poor as you continue to move forward. But every little bit helps, so the light at least lets you define the tracks better.
So
It'd be funny if he got lost and he just walked up into us.
That'd be great. Out of character, guys. Could you, in your lower right, change all your names and roll 20 to your character name? I think that'll help at least me know who you're.
Or at least in parentheses,
yeah, like
next to your name.
Instead of your real name, change it to your character name, because that'll help, I think, me and everybody else know because this is the first time we've played these characters.
Yeah. Where do we do that again? I apologize.
In the gear, the little settings.
It's the gear. Okay, I got it.
But then on the very lower right, you have to say as. It says as, and you can do a drop-down menu and change what your name is displayed as in the chat. That's what you really got to change for the viewers to see.
It's the display name, right?
Display name is what you can change, yeah. And then you got to change
the bottom.
Then you got to change it in the main chat screen. Once you change it in display, it should show up as one of the options on the very bottom to choose.
All right. Well, with the freshly lit torch, Squee will go ahead and start waving it around to try and get everyone's attention, and then have them at least form up. Obviously, he's red leader at this point.
All right. Copy red leader.
Yeah, we're going into attack formation.
As well as an attack position.
And Gwen's going to stay on horseback, but she's going to go ahead and draw her long sword and have her shield ready.
Good idea.
Sorry, in the live chat, I just noticed this. Lister's mate says, I thought Shiloh said, I need someone to hug my horse.
Yeah, please. Hug the horse. I have animal handling. They need a hug.
Yeah. Okay, yes, my character's hugging the horse. She loves animals.
Okay.
Squee's good at handling animals, but
horse,
only when they need to be made into meat.
Because my character, kindness is everything to my character, so she's showing kindness to the horse.
There you go. The horse is being hugged.
So, clearly everybody else can hear the whispering too, correct?
Oh, what whispering are we hearing?
There's whispering? What?
I can hear it.
Oh.
Are you two hearing whispering in real life?
Well,
I do hear something, yes.
Yes.
Is it the mist?
Are you playing audio?
Yep.
Oh, that's why I'm not hearing it. I must have mine. No, actually, I have it all the way turned up. That's weird.
I wonder why you're not hearing it.
Well,
I'm not hearing it
don't worry
either,
about it.
but it is what it is.
Okay, we're hearing whispering. Great. Got it.
Okay. Well, I'll now that I know that, I'll add that in.
Yeah, and actually, anyway, the viewers couldn't be able to hear it anyway, so.
Right. I mean, I was trying to see if this would work for you guys, for us to be able to do some of this, because I would normally do this with a Ravenloft game, and there's simply no way for me to put these out for them.
Yeah. In the chat, Lister's mate says, horses need hugs too. Yeah, they do. I agree.
True.
So, yes, you're hearing strange whispering out in the mist.
I thought we were only chasing one guy.
Is it from one direction or all around us?
All around. You can't seem to pinpoint where it's coming from.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and use my divine sense today and see if I can detect. It's 60 feet. See if I can detect any undead or fiends or celestials.
Oh, and also, it's not just once per day. It's 1 plus your charisma mod per day.
Yeah, I can do it 4 times. I mean 3 times. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, you're quite charismatic.
Am I sensing anything? And I should be able to sense exactly what it is. Maybe not by name, but
Okay. So, you don't sense anything.
Nothing.
Now, admittedly, there's limited range on your abilities, so...
Of course. Well, I'm cautious about moving off of the road because I want us to be able to find our way back.
Oh, are we still on a road?
Well, yeah, I mean, you can still see the road, vaguely if you're close enough to it.
Do we still see the tracks?
Like a goblin.
Yeah, can we still see the tracks?
Yeah, Squee's still following them.
All right,
keep on the trail then.
I think we have no choice but to follow those tracks.
Maybe somebody should watch her back, though.
1 second.
Just in case.
All right, well. Truly a vile and
Right,
twisted
so
perpetrator, I have to say.
Well, who would
Sorry,
know
one
that
moment.
on their back?
Dogs are getting cranky because apparently my son didn't feed them.
It's because they hear the whispering. That's why.
It's because they hear the whisper.
Yes, you're right.
No.
Animals are very
They know.
more attuned to that.
And I know Taryn's trying to speak. What is it, Taryn?
Who should take up the rear? Who should keep an eye on things from the back?
Probably the sorcerer.
Sure.
Okay. That
That way if they
something
sneak
comes
up on
from the
us,
front, they don't hit us.
you can
Yes.
talk to them.
Hit the force, they hit us.
Oh, Sir Sorcerer, why do you like putting things on fire so much? That's very interesting.
Because I'm part phoenix, you can say, of sort.
Really? You come from a bird?
Something like that.
I've never heard of a
It's hard to
bird being
explain.
the parent of a humanoid. The monks never taught me about that.
Squeeze just like,
And I look over at Asher and I say, curious. Now, I'm truly chaste, but I haven't met another lady of your age that hasn't heard of the birds and the bees.
Birds and bees. I don't. Well, yes, we have plenty of birds and bees that fly all around the monastery.
Ah, the monastery.
Yes, this is the first time I've ever left it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Explains so much.
yep.
Well, there are many things that you will learn in this world, Ashran, but I will keep you chaste.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you.
Of course.
In the live chat, by the way, Claw97 says, loving the stream already. Oh, well, thank you. We appreciate that very much. Are
Yes,
you?
that was my friend Niles.
What is that? That's your friend Niles?
Yes.
Oh, excellent. I was going to ask if it's Dr. Claw from Inspector Gadget.
I'll get you next time, Gadget.
And Mad Cat.
Next time.
My favorite was Brain, the dog.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the
Obviously.
dog's pretty good.
Now, is Somnus trying to speak to us?
Yeah, we can't hear you sound
Yes,
this
Yep.
cigar.
Okay, there we go. I
Oh,
must have bumped the switch when I left. So,
yeah.
You don't sense anything, and the whispers are just there. Go ahead and make perception checks.
Perception.
So,
Holy shit! 2 22s in a row.
Jeez.
Hey, there you go.
Nice.
There you go, Shallow.
Gwen continues to perceive very little.
It's okay. I'm heading down that road.
Taran has just been like hit with perception. It's
Yeah, I'm not super great at my perception.
Yep. That's okay.
Oh.
That's why we have people that are good at it.
Lister's mate in the chat says, "What about the birds and the bees?" Yeah, if you missed some of that, Lister's mate. My character was very cloistered in a monastery. She does not understand what they're talking about with that at all. All right, so Astrid and Taran got some really good scores.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Taran or Taran? How do you say it?
Taran.
Taran. All right, I said it right the first time. Legene? Is that how you say it?
Legene.
Legen, right?
Legene.
What is it,
It's
Mark?
Legene.
It does not look like
Well,
Legene at all.
depending upon your village variation, Legene could work too.
just again, whatever you do, don't call him a hero.
Just don't call me a hero, yes.
Oh, well, what would you like to be called, sir?
Legene.
Oh, okay. Very good.
Legene.
Marks, do you think anybody else has caught on?
Oh, no, I know exactly what you guys are doing, but we do it every freaking week. I was trying to still do in character, though. Somnus, is that only to me, or did that go to everybody?
That's only to you.
Okay. But in the chat, so good. People in the chat can see it, though. That's only going to my character, folks, if you're watching. So my character, just so you guys know, she's kind of turning her head all around. What? What are you guys? Say that?
Apparently
Say
not.
what?
Somebody just said, "Flee while you can." That's very. Why would we flee? We're trying to pursue this brigand.
Yeah,
Nobody else heard that?
I did not.
No.
Or you
What
might just
direction
hear
did it
things.
come
There's
from?
A lot of whispers going on.
Do I know which direction it came from?
Oh,
Somnus?
okay. I did not hear that. I heard. I don't know if any of you guys heard this, but beware the sickness that can speak its name.
Oh,
I'm going to start quietly saying a prayer to my God and for protection and to look out for us and to smite down this whatever this wicked thing is that's around us.
It's a strange feeling. I mean, normally you've always felt Bahamut's presence close, but it almost seems distant right now.
All right.
Still there. Like you can still reach out, but it doesn't seem as close for some reason.
Okay. I do have a holy symbol with me, and I go ahead and hold it up. Scan across all sides.
And the whispering stops.
Hey, whatever you did worked.
oh, that was amazing. You are truly powerful.
Oh, I am not powerful. It's my God.
Well, I need to talk to your god then.
You need to talk to my God. I am happy to.
Did not stop.
Does your God know about the birds and the bees?
Oh yes, of course.
In the live chat,
Well.
listener's mate says, "Smite down Beelzebub." I hope that's not who it is.
So
I hope not.
so Somnus, does my God still feel far, or does my God
Yes.
now feel close?
No,
Still
still
far.
distant.
So anyway, I share this with the group and just say, yes, my God is clearly a powerful God, but this is the first time that I've ever felt distant from my God's presence. Now, clearly, I do think that my God did have an effect on things just now, but I think that there is something truly sinister in the area that's creating a fog of some sort between me and my God. It's worrisome.
Yeah, I mean, what should we do? We can keep going and keep hunting, which, I mean, I'm all for, or we can try and go back.
We must bring Kessler to justice.
I agree.
Me too.
So I think we should just continue on very cautiously, but ready for anything. Does anyone have anything that could protect us along the way?
Squee just raises up his torch.
I might have one of those. Hold on.
Well, the other thing, I mean, you probably have rope. If you're thinking about trying to travel ahead safely, you might not want to ride, given the conditions. Yeah. By the same token, unless Kessler has no concern for his safety at all, he would have had to slow down as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I definitely have torches, and I definitely have rope. So,
yeah,
if we all want to, like, tie ourselves to each other, or, like, buddy system this, we can do it.
Right. And are we thinking about dismounting from our horses?
Yeah, I think so.
You
I mean,
just
I'm
hear
already
Squee go,
dismounted from my horse. Ashrin is just hugging my horse. You know, it's fine.
Right.
Yes, I really love your horse.
I predict our horse is going to die.
No!
My horse better not die.
That's terrible.
Times like 5.
All right.
My horse
Well,
is
Ranger, go ahead.
Die.
Ranger, I'll trust you to have eyes on the road, and yes, I guess we'll stay mounted. And Somnus, just so you know, as soon as, if I sense anything about to attack, I'm going to immediately respond with casting a bless spell on myself and the fighters.
Okay.
Okay?
Seems reasonable to me.
Yeah.
So, you continue moving forward. And, let's see here.
Now I'm keeping an eye on the back of us, on the rear.
You're staring at our rears?
Not at your rears.
Hey. Hey.
Well, they're quite shapely.
Right.
Especially the goblins.
Oh, yeah.
Clearly.
I arch an eyebrow over at Ashford and say, "You have spent too much time in the monastery."
Oh, really? I can't wait to get back. There's so many books I haven't read there yet.
I bet.
So, you continue moving forward. And there's a sudden gust of wind that clears the fog for just a moment. But what you see makes no sense. You can see the road, clearly. Except the road is just a circle.
I don't like this.
It doesn't go anywhere. It's just a loop around a small, patch of grass. And the trees are all around you.
I don't remember the road being shaped like this, guys.
And then the fog closes back in.
No, this is worrisome.
We didn't see Kessler or whatever his name is?
No. You don't see there was no road back and no road forward. It was just a circle.
Just a circle. Right?
Which is impossible. The road that you were running on, it went on to, towns and other points further away from the village that you left.
Well, there's some sort of sorcery or something amiss here.
Are there still tracks?
Yes, there were tracks all along the circle.
So they were probably out.
Oh, no, you're saying we've been following our own tracks?
Yeah. Yep. That is what we've been doing.
Well, now wait a second. Ranger, can you tell, are we only following our own tracks, or is there somebody else?
Let me check. Can I tell a difference?
The thing is that you're sure you were following a different track.
Then we should have seen him. Because these are different tracks. I think the goblin can confirm on this.
In the chat, Listersmate says, "May the circle be unbroken." Yeah, that's what we want. Sure.
No, I don't want to be on the circle forever.
No, he said, unbroken. You're right. No, we don't want that. I thought he meant broken. That's bad. Yeah.
Well, you could always choose to go off the road.
We could.
We know what happened to Dorothy, though.
Well, but
Not in Kansas anymore, I don't think. So Kansas doesn't have circle roads.
But Taran, you can clearly mark our trail and
I have 50 feet of rope.
but you're a woodsman and you know how to mark things. We're in the middle of a forest.
Are we in the middle of a forest?
Yeah, you were. Although you weren't when you left. When you entered the mist, there was no forest.
But now we're in one?
Yes, it was grassland.
I mean, at least I'm good on the forest terrain because I specifically stated that for the natural explorer thing. But I mean, yeah, I guess I can mark trees or something if you want.
Yeah, I mean, you could certainly etch trees.
Does the fog? Does the fog look like it covers the tops of the trees? Like, could we get above it? It's hard to tell.
I mean, someone could try to climb up and see if it.
Yes. Hey, would you like to climb a tree?
I'm climbing a tree.
Okay. Let's see that athletics check.
Oh,
you went with acrobatics, so
I went with acrobatics.
You're swinging and doing going up.
Parkour.
Got it.
Seems good to me.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Oh wait, I want to climb a tree too.
All right.
There you go.
Why is everyone better than me?
I saw you do it, and you showed me how amazing it was, so that's how I was able to do so well.
You know, Taran thought he looked cool, and then Ashrin comes along and makes it look like, Taran's a beginner.
And I'm going to continue to look around and amaze myself with my 6th perception.
Wow,
Quinn perceives very little.
I'll look around too. I'm not going to try to climb a tree.
Ooh,
Good idea. You probably fall down.
I mean, I'm at the top of the tree.
I think he's typing stuff to us. I think that's what's happening. But yeah, with those rolls we got in acrobatics, we should have been able to get up there pretty well.
Maybe it's a never-ending tree, like the never-ending circle road.
Maybe it's the never-ending story, which is a great movie.
We may never see each other again.
Dang. Yeah, we're gonna keep climbing
it's all right.
forever,
it's
guys.
like a 1 or 2
You're never
shot.
gonna
It's
see us
fine.
again. I've only got 50 feet of rope. If we get taller than that, I can't make it back down.
Man, all these secret messages.
Well,
I'm expecting. I don't know. There's a lot of typing that just happened.
Yeah, I'm working on some stuff. You guys are separating in places, so I got to make sure that people see the right things.
Okay. Can me and Taran we can see each other in the tree?
No.
No. Ooh.
Uh-oh.
I climbed up and I didn't know you were coming after me. So
did you go in a different tree or?
No, I went in the same tree.
Oh, okay. So then you would be in the same tree. I don't know if I can whisper both of you at the same time. I might be able. Well, probably.
Or you could just copy and
So-
paste and send it to.
Yeah, I'll just have to. This actually happens to Taran, so I'm.
Oh.
Wait, she had it up
But
first.
you would be able to see it.
How about no?
Oh, and I can't wait to see what this is.
Okay. Again, this doesn't happen to Ashrin. You watch this happen to Taran.
Okay. Can't wait.
Alright, so Taran freaks out, and you notice that the branch that he was holding on to snaps. He's freaking out, falls. Probably not all the way down.
You managed to recover your balance.
Okay, I at least did that, but he's not okay. He is not okay.
And it looks like we see a broken bone beneath the bark, like a human bone or a.
It looks like bone. You don't know what kind.
And the tree is bleeding.
Yes.
It didn't. I don't know what this is.
My
this
goodness,
that happens.
I didn't know trees could bleed.
You're climbing it too rough, Jeff. Making it bleed.
It wasn't me. It was Taran. It wasn't me.
Yeah, blame the woodsman. Mm-hmm. He's definitely seen trees like this before.
Player Trip thinks that, boy, for being out of the monastery, you just gave that tree a boner. That's really
Get out of here.
really disturbing. But Gwen did not think that or say that.
No. That's the
That
longest
was
trip.
Trip.
That's the longest Trip has ever gone without making a reference like that again.
Sorry. I'll go back to Gwen. So Gwen gallantly makes sure she positions herself underneath both of these people in the tree, just in case they fall out, that she'll try to catch them.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna
I mean, you're
I'm gonna
probably stronger
mark
than me,
the
so I
tree.
believe it.
Mark the tree.
Mark the tree? What does that mean?
yeah, sorry. With my little fire thing with a 1.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'll yell down. This tree is bleeding. It's very strange.
That's not natural.
That's what I said.
Taran killed this tree.
I did not.
I thought rangers are supposed to like trees.
This is not a... I don't know what this is. I wouldn't call this a tree. Trees don't bleed.
So anyway, I don't shout. Well, no, I do go ahead and shout it out. I say, "Get out of my head!"
Okay.
What?
Okay. It's not good if the paladin is losing their mind.
I haven't lost my mind. There's just some force in this area that's trying to mess with us right now, and I want it out of my head.
Squee just sits there, looks at Gwen, and goes,
All right, Ashrin, just between you and me, if the paladin loses their mind, we gotta go. I don't know if I can fight her. I don't know if...
Oh, you think she would turn on us? She seems so nice.
She is really nice. I'm just saying, she's hearing voices.
I think that I'm fine, but clearly something is speaking to me that is evil, and I want it gone.
All right, I'm gonna climb out of this tree.
Yeah, I'm going to go down too.
Bone tree.
Okay.
I position myself to catch them if they fall.
Do we have to do another acrobatics to get out of the tree?
I think you can manage it safely enough, as long as you're careful.
Oh, do you think we should have put a Band-Aid on that tree?
I can try and cure wounds it if you want.
Yes, that would be great.
I'm not.
All right. So you make it back to the ground. Unfortunately, being up high doesn't seem to matter. The fog is quite expansive.
I never thought I wouldn't trust trees.
So I point at each of you, not in a truly aggressive way, but a very direct way, and I say, "What did you hear?"
I didn't hear anything.
Neither one of you heard anything?
Well, before I heard a whisper that said, "Flee while you can."
And
Flee
I heard
while
something that said, "Beware the sickness that is like that says its name," but that was before climbing into the tree.
We didn't hear anything
And there
in the tree.
And there was no name, though, right?
No.
And there was no
heard.
name.
Only that it's a sickness.
I'm gonna look at Squee and whisper, like, "Do you hear anything?" Okay.
Well, someone whispered in my ear that I can't save them, but I beg to differ.
Okay.
All right.
Um,
So are we leaving the road?
Sure.
Ranger, will you lead us in one direction?
I can try.
If you guys want, I can like burn marks in each
Yeah.
trees.
Go ahead and burn marks into the trees. I don't.
I'll
know
just
if
like
these trees
do
are
like
fine.
1, 2, 3. That way, if we run across one, we kind of have an idea of.
Sounds
were.
like a good idea.
Cool.
Okay.
Ah, you're putting your pyromania to good use.
Mm-hmm. It's not because I want to burn something, really.
I'm currently trying to.
So I'm assuming that if we entered into combat, if we're on horseback riding through a forest, it's probably not a good position to be in.
In the fog.
Yes. So I'm going to go ahead and dismount.
Well, yeah, we were already dismounted, so.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I was still on my
well, the rest
horse, so
are.
maybe the
Well, we were
tree,
because we
but-
climbed a
yeah,
tree.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so I
You didn't
dismount.
bring the horses up there?
No, we didn't. We were tree climbing horses.
That would be
No,
impressive.
that is the most impressive.
That's why I love your horse so much. It can climb trees.
Yeah, no.
It climbs trees.
So it's from
Alright.
Skyrim.
Like,
Interesting.
take that comment. No, my horse climbs trees.
Can horses climb trees in Skyrim?
They can get up some pretty ridiculous ledges.
Okay.
All right. So you continue along for a little bit, out into the woods, marking the trees and continuing to move carefully. And then the fog begins to thin. And you find that you're on the road. But the fog is thinning and you can actually see the road continuing ahead.
The same
How
road?
do you get from grasslands to forest? Like,
You don't know. You emerge from the tree line, and you can see the fog-shrouded woods behind you. And ahead, the road continues amid grassland, but you also see what looks like a farm, like fields, up ahead.
Ranger,
And it's night.
Can't guarantee that Kessler ran that way, but I mean, I don't even know where we are.
do you see any signs of Kessler's horse hooves?
Do I see anything?
Oh.
It's a 20.
So, all right. So now I guess I have the best vision at this point, right? Because we're in dark.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
Do I see anything?
There's still moonlight, but
Okay.
yeah, you would still have the best vision.
but our ranger just rolled a 20, so I would think
Well, screw that. Just what does she see?
he'd be able to tell, if the imprint is the same as Kessler's horse.
Well, you're looking around. There's no tracks ahead of you, and there's no tracks behind you.
Not even our tracks?
Not even your tracks.
Squeeze scratches the back of his head and goes,
I'm right there with you, buddy. I have no idea.
And I can't see anything.
I mean, no. I mean, you don't see any tracks or anything on the road.
I don't see any people or anything.
Mm-mm.
Are there farms
Although-
you said ahead?
Well, yeah, you can see fields ahead along the side of the road. Although you can make out what looks to be a road sign ahead.
There's a road sign ahead. Let's go take a look.
I mean, yeah.
I
We
get
have
sure.
nothing else to do.
I get back on horseback and under my breath I say, in the name of Bahamut, I will save them. I will save them all.
I'm right there with you.
yeah. Squee looks at you in kind of a surprise and raises up a fist and goes,
Mm-hmm. And
Alright. So
I
continue
will-
up the road?
continue up the road towards this. You said it's a cottage or a farm?
Well,
Road
you see
sign.
fields. You don't necessarily see the farmhouse.
It's a
or
road
anything.
sign.
Oh,
I saw.
okay.
And there is a sign
Yeah.
up ahead.
Absolutely. Yes. Let's
All right.
Go
So
where
you keep moving along, and you can see the corn stalks along the side of the road. And up ahead, the signpost has an arrow pointing on ahead down the road that says Harrigan's Rest.
have we
Recall even having a town anywhere nearby called Harrigan's Rest?
ever heard of that, or should
Go ahead
we
and roll history or intelligence.
History.
Gwen continues to perceive nothing.
It's terrible. Wish you're proficient in that. Legine!
Well, Legine has on the big boy jeans today.
I believe.
All right. Legine is thinking about this, and you might have heard of a town called Harrigan's Rest, but it wasn't anywhere near where you were. In fact, it would have been in the opposite direction, if you're even thinking of the right place.
Have we somehow teleported?
Maybe. Is it still daylight?
No, it's night. The moon is high in the sky above you.
So that's weird.
In the chat, Claw97 says, so many sixes from Gwen. Yep, likes rolling that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Not good. I have a feeling it's the nefarious force that's making me roll 666.
It's right behind you.
Yeah.
Just a little suggestion, don't say I'll be right back.
Right. So Gwen continues to pray to her god, and does my god still seem far away?
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
I have to agree. I think we're somewhere else completely.
Okay.
No kidding.
How far does it say how far to Harrigan's Rest, or no, or just a point?
It doesn't. It just points in the direction. Go ahead and make perception checks.
I shall.
Now the rolls are going bad.
Hey, a 5 this time.
Yeah, Gwen continues to perceive even less.
You know what's okay?
I got the highest perception.
I think it has to do with the god separation deal.
You know, Taran is still shook up about the whole tree bleeding thing.
Yeah.
As is Ashrin.
But
Okay.
Legine continues to have on the big boy jeans.
So the wind rustles the corn stalks, and Legine is like looking at some of the corn stalks along the edge of the road, and it seems like they're all straight, except there's one section of them that's kind of bent outward towards the road.
That's strange. I'll point that out to them.
Hmm.
Do you guys notice that?
Squeal, look over at it and start trotting over there on his horse.
I draw my sword and get ready to cast Bless on. I don't know. I'm wondering who would benefit the most from attack bonuses.
Can you only do it on one person?
No, I can do it on 3, but I'd like it to be myself, and
It's probably going to be me.
who would be engaging directly?
Yeah, it'd be me.
It would be
me, Squee, and you.
Asher and Squee and me, and then
What about your
arrows.
ranger?
No, but
Cool.
we're the melee fighters.
Okay.
Yeah, I
arrows
can
from
do
the
range
ranger.
stand melee, so it's fine.
Cool.
Yeah, same
All
for
right.
Squee. He can do like longbow or short sword.
Okay.
So who's going into the corn stalks?
Squee.
Squee is going into the corn stalks.
I'll have his back.
Yeah.
Same here.
I will cover you guys.
Thanks.
All right.
So,
Going back through, pulling aside the dry corn stalks as the wind moans through them, you find an emaciated corpse that lies amid the corn stalks. As the wind moans softly and you stare at the thing, its eyes are bloodshot and nearly bulging out of its sockets, its mouth stretched in a rictus grin straight from the pits of hell. The gums seem to have even pulled away from the teeth. Spittle drips down the corpse's cheeks. The man's hands are set in stiff claws over his chest.
I'm gonna go ahead and make a wild assumption that this was one hell of a death, and see whether it was natural or unnatural.
Okay.
Ho
Damn.
You're not quite sure. I mean, there's clearly no visible wounds. There's no sword wounds through the clothing, no brutal tears through the clothing, or any, bleeding wounds.
Does it smell?
Well, yes, it definitely smells, although the wind is at least dispersing it decently.
Hmm.
Can we tell if... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Anybody who's not able to see it up close, look back to the rest of the group and make a few coughing and hacking gestures and give a big thumbs down.
Yeah, so can we tell if the corpse was tossed there from the road or dragged through the cornfield? Is there anything... And I'm saying this to the ranger, too, Can you tell how that corpse got there?
Maybe? What would I need to roll for that? I've got investigation, so I can roll that.
Yeah, you could roll investigation or survival if you're looking more at the tracking side of things.
I'll go ahead and... Can I roll both?
Yeah, I mean, different aspects. You're looking at different things. Oh, wow.
Good.
Not bad.
I mean, you can see the tracks, and you're kind of puzzling it out. It looks like he may have just made his way this way and then collapsed.
Keeled over.
Interesting. I have no idea what state his health was in, but by all means, it looks like he just walked over here.
Why don't we cautiously head to wherever we think he came from?
Can I track that?
Yeah, I mean, it's not too hard.
Okay.
I mean, you can see the broken, the broken corn stalks and stuff that clearly must have been where he came from.
Yeah.
All right. Then let's follow the trail of the dead man and find what happened to him.
So let's all be ready.
Real quick, Squee will cough a couple more times, and then with gesture, just hold on. He'll take the torch that's still lit and promptly dump it on the body.
We might want to get it away from the cornfield.
The dry corn stalks that you're standing amid.
Yeah, let's not. I grab the torch as it drops, and I say, "Well, Squee, we do want to take care of the body, but let's find another way away from the corn stalks."
Well,
But good idea, good sentiment.
It seems we have two pyromaniacs in our group.
He looks over at Lejean's just like...
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Let's just drag the body out into the road, away from the corn, and then you can burn it.
Of course.
Oh, a wise suggestion.
Okay.
All right.
So
He'll immediately start waving both his hands. Point to his hand, point to the body, and then just make this motion.
You want to cut his head off?
No, I think...
Maybe he thinks we shouldn't touch it.
Yeah, I think our friend here is trying to convey that maybe this was a sickness. Maybe a sickness that has a specific name. Only something whispered to me in the mists, maybe.
You know what? Maybe we should see where this body came from and then come back and try to take care of it.
I'm okay with that.
In the live chat, Lister's Mate says, if there are corn stalks, is this hee-haw? No, it's not anywhere near as funny as hee-haw.
There's a dead body. Hee-haw!
But I hope we're not in that Twilight Zone episode where everybody gets wished into the cornfield.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Oh, it's good.
That's a good thing to watch on Halloween. Twilight Zone marathon.
Agreed.
I love
yeah.
the old Twilight Zone.
Oh yeah. There was
Or
time
a-
now.
Yeah. Or a Stranger Things 2 marathon.
Oh, yes.
Ah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've started watching that.
No
Yeah, I need
spoilers.
to catch up.
Cool. I haven't either. Yeah, I haven't watched it yet, but I want to. Okay, cool.
All
So, are y'all fine with going ahead and tracking where this body came from?
Yep.
Okay,
Okay.
so leaving the body, going to find the source.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay.
Is this like through the cornfield or is this back on the road?
Well,
trail.
the most direct path to follow would be through the cornfield.
Okay.
Let's go through the cornfield cautiously.
Do
Okay.
we want to be stealthy while we do it, or are we fine with just making noise?
Well, my horse isn't very stealthy.
True.
Oh,
But if
you're-
somebody does want to sneak ahead, I'm fine with that too. We can,
Sure.
we can
Right?
try to go in quiet.
Nope, not
You-
happening. Not happening.
All right.
Aelin,
This is
not Aelin, Tarn actually trips and falls into the corn.
Oh, but I don't hear anything from Stig or
Damn.
Legine.
What about that? I can sneak. I got 24.
Well, I hate to say it, but more than half the party failed. So,
Quentin
so
says,
the
I
party
am
is a
very
whole fails.
Unlucky.
So you try to be quiet about it, but there are just too many noisy people in this group.
While Tyron was on the ground, I'll ask, oh, are you down there to study the tracks more closely?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
All right. So you do eventually come to a out of the cornfield and cross some other open turf and fields and find a small farmhouse.
Okay.
The door swings on its hinges in the wind,
Never mind. I will not go knock on the door. It's already open.
and there's no light.
No
Hey,
light.
where's that?
I could start a fire.
Does Gwen still have a squeeze torch?
I'm going to do this. I'm going to cast Dancing Lights.
Ah.
Good idea.
I mean, I can
Nice.
probably see pretty well anyway, but
Yeah, you can see.
for the rest
Fine.
of it, I'll send some lights in there around us. 4 of them, I think, right?
Glowing right in there. Yeah, that's a great
4
idea.
torch-sized lights, yep.
Okay. So the lights float around and flow ahead of you into the building. Nothing threatening appears in the light that you can see.
I'm gonna roll perception. Can I roll perception?
Yeah, you can roll perception. I mean, how close do you want to get? You need to be closer.
Apparently. Yep.
Oh, geez, Gene is on fire.
Wow.
No pun intended, actually, there.
Holy crap. Just
I
squeeze
perceive
sitting in the back
anything?
like,
Legine
say
actually
something?
can see footsteps in the dirt that look like a staggering gait headed towards the cornfield. So it's like maybe you could see such that you might see it as somebody who's drunk or maybe very ill or injured, maybe headed out, which would fit with what you've seen of what's in the corn stalks.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. So I think these tracks are from our victim or Vic. No, I would say that.
But
Our
You-
victim.
From
the other
dead
thing
man.
is that you don't see anyone else. There's no light anywhere out here. Not a candle, nothing. Because a farm this size, you would normally expect there would be farmhands. I mean, there would be more than just
The farmer.
one person.
Do you guys actually want to go into the building or no?
Yes, I think we must investigate.
We should.
Yeah.
We're D&D SVU.
I'm gonna wrap a
So-
little bit of like cloth around my mouth because I'm thinking this is a disease or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Squee will immediately do that as well, but he'll actually pull a small silken square cloth that was given to him by Gwen earlier and wrap it around his face, forgetting that he used it to wipe his nose.
Great.
Wow.
Taran pulls out, like, he has a set of common clothes. He just, like, pulls out the shirt or something and just ties it around his face. He doesn't have handkerchiefs.
All right. So, going into the house?
Well, can we
Yes.
go to the doorway and I send the lights in? What do we see?
Yeah. A small house, worn but well cared for furnishings. I mean, nothing threatening leaps out at you. There's, it looks like what you would expect of a small home.
All right, I'll go in then.
Okay. So you keep, moving through the various rooms of the house. You do see, there's only a couple rooms, and one of which is a bedroom. You can see that the bed, there's a clear indentation in the bed, like of where someone may have been laying. There's a bucket next to the bed that smells foul, and there's clearly some like blackish ick stains on the side of the pillow and the side of the bed.
Well, I think we've done our investigating. I don't want to get sick, guys.
Squee looks
Maybe we
at
should burn
Lejean
the
and he's
house
like,
down.
yeah, no, he immediately he's like,
Is there any other
Except the-
thing that looks, though, I don't know, out of the ordinary, or...
Is there a journal?
Yeah, I mean, are
there-
there books or writings? Yeah, good.
Yeah, there's like a small book that you saw on one of the counters in the in the main room of the house.
Let's look at it.
From the look of it, it looks to be kind of a farmer's almanac, predicting weather patterns and times to plant crops, etc.
Is there-
Does it give? It should give a location. Can we figure out where we are now?
It says Harrigan's Rest.
Okay, but does it give like the land, the realm? Is it the Harrigan's Rest that we have heard of, and we're somewhere way far away now?
Strangely, the where they would normally where there'd be normally a listing of the nation
Yeah.
is blank.
So that can't... Could that be our Harrigan's Rest? I'm not sure if it could be. They'd at least list the nation.
They would. This is very strange.
Are there any other items in the house that could, help us identify these people, or...
You do, next to the bed on the side table, there was a small holy symbol of Arathis.
Okay.
Arathis is a goddess that you do know. Arathis is the goddess of civilization, of, like law and civilization. Kind of goddess of the hearth and home, as well as, civilization, law, and order.
Right.
Hey, Gwen, what's the farmer's almanac say about today?
Sure. I turned. Can I find what the date should be in here?
And it does match the calendar of your world.
Okay.
So, the calendar does match for that.
Does it say anything like you can't save them? Just kidding.
It's everywhere.
So you're looking at today.
Yes, I'm looking at today.
Scrawled in wet red is death.
It's
I
very
look at-
accurate.
I don't like that. Yeah.
I look at tomorrow.
Oh,
It's blank.
Well, guys, weather forecast for today is death with a little bit more death. Tomorrow is just annihilation. Nothing.
Got an interesting sense of humor there, Taran.
Yep.
This is a very pessimistic almanac.
Maybe,
Monastery.
what
Maybe
about
someone-
the day after tomorrow?
Oh well, that's when that's when the weather really goes
Thanks.
crazy and there's ice storms in New York City, you know, and like the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Reminds me of that almanac I saw for Alderaan.
Oh, yeah.
Oh God.
Kablooey.
Guys, the Death Star is coming. This is the end.
Maybe someone in town might know the person that was obviously living out here and suffered from whatever illness this is. So by heading into there, could possibly chit chat if there's anybody left.
Yeah, is there a map or anything that we can find of the area, either in the almanac or wherever in this household?
There was
No.
the sign. There was the sign that pointed to Harrigan's Rest that we saw, so we should be able to
Yeah,
find
it's a
it.
long road.
Yeah.
It's, we took a detour into this crop, you know, and then eventually found the farmstead.
Right.
Is there any any bad smell in the house anywhere else besides by the bed?
No, not nowhere but the bed.
Okay. I said my character's just looking for evidence of like contaminated food or something like that. That's why I said that.
Oh, gotcha. No.
And no lockboxes or anything like that. Nothing of value anywhere around, I assume.
No, I mean, there's a trunk that obviously has, like spare clothes and things like that. But there's no like piles of gold anywhere or that kind of things.
Yeah. So I assume that there's a barn where there would be animals, typically.
Sure. Yeah.
So I think that we should all see what's going on with the animals, if they're alive or not.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
All right, more horses to hug.
So you go and you check on the animals. They look underfed. It looks like maybe they haven't been fed in a little while. I mean, they're still alive, but clearly not in the best of shape.
Right.
Is there food there?
Yeah, there's food there. It's just it hasn't been put there. Put where they can get it.
Yeah.
Does the food look like it's okay?
Looks fine as far as you can tell.
I want to go feed the horses then.
Okay.
Sure.
And they are more than happy to eat out of your hand.
And I'll go ahead and assist, feeding the other things. Just, opening corn feed and shoveling out buckets to the other animals.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to leave extra food out for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Easily done.
I think we should just, investigate a little more around this place and then go ahead and head to the town.
All right, I agree with that.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Is there anything unusual around the house?
I see.
Is there a well?
There is.
You want to check the water?
Good. Yeah, let's check the water.
Okay. You pull up the water. Pull up a bucket of water. It looks like clear, cold water. Doesn't smell funny.
Squee will give it a sip. He's rather parched.
You're rather brave. Okay, go for it.
Yes, wow.
Tastes like water.
You are very courageous.
He'll just slosh it around for a bit and then give a big thumbs up.
Well, the
Okay.
water's okay. Food's okay.
Mm-hmm. But clearly there's something else that's not okay.
You can say that again.
Yeah. All right, well, should we just ride on into town?
Might as well.
Yes, so.
Oh, and the chat listener's mate said Finn might be in the barn that we just investigated.
Right. Hopefully not,
There he
though,
is.
because I would be afraid that he'd be dead.
Right?
He was the body in the cornfield.
No!
Folks, Finn is the character Trip plays in our normal campaign that we're going to get back to soon.
Yeah. All right.
All right, so heading into town.
Yeah, let's head on back into town. I'll be on horseback again. Is
Yeah, I think
everybody on horseback?
Yeah, I think we'll all probably get back.
Sure.
Should we go back and get the body?
Well, I think it'll be
Yeah.
fine. I
Yeah.
don't
Just
know
leave
how
it.
this sickness is going to spread, so it's probably best not to touch it.
Yeah, until we
All
know
right.
more.
Yeah.
Best to be cautious. That's fine.
I mean, I don't fathom the idea of just leaving somebody unburied, but it's just... We don't want to wind up dead. So...
No.
So,
We
am I-
have plans of coming back
just
anyway.
so I know, am I supposed to be seeing anything yet on this map?
Down in the lower corner.
Thank you.
Oh.
So I can show the viewers.
I mean, hey, there's always
Oh, yeah, there's a
fire.
map.
Should be able to see everybody.
Yep.
Alrighty. So you finally come into the town. Okay, I'm working on it here.
Heading right to the back, huh? Or maybe the front. You don't know, actually.
So as we come more into this open area, I'm actually going to take out my lance and just have my lance not aggressively out, but just ready in case I need to charge at anything.
Is the road yellow? Is this yellow brick road?
Guys, yeah, we really
It's a
aren't
brown
doing
dirt
this
road.
anymore.
I was going to say, it looks more like a diarrhea brown.
I know.
To me.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's really sick in this town.
Does it smell?
Squish, squish, squish.
Oh my god. And seeing that Gwen pulled out her lance, Taran is going to take out his crossbow. Also non-threatening, but just to have it out.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah, I'll have my quarterstaff at the ready. Listener's mate in the chat says, you didn't poke the potty with a stick? No, we did not.
The streets are devoid of life, and the scent of death hangs on the air. As you pass along the main road, your light shines on the sign for the Dancing Rabbit. The colorful sign showing a long-eared white rabbit in mid-dance with a mug in one paw and the other extended to a brown rabbit in a dress.
That's cute.
It's cute.
This
Surrounded
is
by death.
Wow, this is adorable. Are all pubs like this?
Yeah,
Seem-
yeah, sure. All pubs are like this.
Clearly.
Wow.
Feels like
I need to visit pubs then a lot more often.
Is the pub to our lower left?
Hang on a moment.
feels like a hairy situation.
That was bad.
You have to jump to action.
I was trying to jump in there with that one, but I couldn't in time.
I picked up what you put down and decided I didn't know how to feel about it.
Okay. So the smell of death everywhere.
In the chat, listener's mate says it sounds like an abandoned amusement park. Kind of.
Maybe find the Dungeons and Dragons ride.
Oh, I would love a Dungeons and Dragons amusement park. That'd be
would be
awesome.
cool.
Speaking of that, how was Fright Fest last night? You too, Shiloh and Somnus.
That was fun. Nice to go on. There's some rides that are fun to go on at night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Batman.
Oh yeah, I love that.
So everyone, let's stick together. But I would like to be able to charge at something.
Oh wait, are we? We're not going to go in the pub and check out what's in there.
Yeah, maybe we should go.
Oh, you want to check the pub?
Well, that's usually where the most people would be.
I can check the pub.
Yeah, let's check the pub.
Actually, Ashford's going to the pub after hearing that wonderful picture on the outside.
Okay.
Squee will go ahead and he won't ready his weapon, but he will have his shield out.
Taran just walks right in. He doesn't see anything.
Oh wait, do we have to make checks, or we can just walk in, right?
I was rolling.
No, I mean, you can walk up and try the door.
Yes, I'm going to try the door.
Yeah.
Just kick it in.
Yeah, it's unlocked. It opens.
Okay,
and I'm going to stand guard outside for at least a few minutes, just to see if anything starts approaching us from outside, out in the village.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, I'll stay with you for a second too.
And I rolled a 20 perception, so hopefully I'll see anything.
Oh my god, you can double crit.
Wow,
around.
double 20.
That's
Yeah.
Wow.
Made up
Does
for all the
that
other
make
rolls.
up for a 5?
I
and
can
now
tell
Lejean's
you,
down to a 5.
I got a 5, so you're gonna have to let me know if you see something.
As Gwen walks into the side of the building, missing the door. So, Gwen, you are looking around. You don't see anything moving. I mean, you don't see anyone out on the street. If any, there's definitely nothing threatening moving out here at the moment.
Yeah, nothing alive, nothing around. Okay.
Inside the tavern, are there drinks?
Yeah, what's going on inside?
So, inside the tavern, the room is warm and well lit, though devoid of patrons. A sturdy-looking bald man is behind the bar, and he looks at you as you enter. A sword rests on the bar, and a slender girl with dark hair and simple dress moves to the far end of the bar.
Oh. Good people.
Wait, who's in here? Ashrin, Taryn, is it just us two, or anybody else?
Is it just us two?
I think just the two of us, right? Squeeze
Are you
outside.
going?
Is Squee outside?
What's your...
Nate?
He's going in.
All right, three of us are in here.
Who's the most charismatic person here?
Well, at seeing Ashrin and Squee, the man picks up the sword and is
Okay, look,
backing up.
Quick, act like they're your prisoners.
Okay, wait. Taryn's trying to speak to them. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
They're fine. They're not going to do anything. Trust me.
You want to roll that persuasion?
It's okay.
Right.
I'm going to impose disadvantage on that by just raising my hand up and going, eh.
Okay, well, hang on. Maybe I'll help out and say, yes, she speaks the truth. I am a monk, and my job is to protect people.
I've gotten 8.
Whoops.
Oh, that's not good.
That's not good. No, that's not good.
Wait, can I try to do? Oh, geez. Oh, that's not...
You can attempt a persuasion.
No, that's just almost as bad.
Wow.
He's going to chase us out of the bar. Come on.
Okay, then.
Come on, Squee, you can do it.
Wow.
No, he's trying. He's trying to get us in trouble.
Squee.
He's doing the reverse.
Come on, Squee.
The barman says to the girl, Dahlia, get in the back, lock the door. And we'll get in.
Oops.
And she does. She hurries to the back.
I'm gonna I'll put my staff back behind like my back where I store it, and kind of like put my hands up so I don't look like I'm threatening.
Taran puts his crossbow down on a nearby table and says, "Look, we're not from around here. We noticed there's not a lot of people. Do you know why? Is there anything you can tell?"
Also, I really like your rabbit sign. What a great name for an establishment.
He's like, he's kind of looking between you and has almost an expression that's questioning, like, has the world gone mad?
The answer's yes.
Trees were bleeding.
He
The
said,
world probably has.
did Joran find you?
Who?
Who is this Joran person?
He says, Joran was a friend. He said he was going to go for help.
Did
Yeah.
But he didn't find you.
Does he look like, and I'm going to describe the dead body we found.
That's horrible.
No, I'm not going to
Does he
say.
look like emaciated
Maybe that's the
and
dead
eyes
part.
bulging
Oh, hang
out
on.
and-
Yeah.
and
What I
like,
meant was, can I describe?
with gore dripping down his cheek.
That's not what I'm
Sorry.
describing. I'm describing how he would have looked if he was alive. I'm not saying we found a dead body. I'm just saying,
I'm not saying
I'm
we
sorry,
found a
man.
body in the cornfield. I'm just
you know what I mean, right? Does
I
he
just don't know how you would know what he looked like before.
Oh, why was he that disfigured that we couldn't tell?
He was pretty.
All right, then I guess I didn't do that. If he was that disfigured. Okay, I'll ask him which way did he take out of town.
He took the road to the east, and judging from the position of the moon, that was the road you came in on.
And does he also have a small farmstead out there?
No, he lives opposite end of town.
Do you know who owned the farm on the East Road?
He says, yeah, Urton.
All right.
Oh,
Wow.
Were you friends with Urton?
Not especially close. I mean, he didn't come in to the tavern much. Had a little bit of a problem with the drink, so he tended to avoid temptation, such as it was.
Are you by chance, just hypothetically, looking at possibly getting a farm?
No.
I think what
All right.
my strange ranger friend is trying to convey is we are very sorry to tell you.
Stranger Ranger. Sorry.
That's how that guy was feeling. That's why he told his daughter to
Yeah.
brought him back. I'm assuming.
We're very sorry to tell you, sir. We found a dead body, and we think it may be Urton.
He says, it wouldn't surprise me. He says, there has been a terrible illness that's been striking down many of the people in town. The mayor has has basically told everyone to stay as close to home as possible in the attempt to try to combat the illness. But things don't seem to be getting better, which is why Joran was going to go try to find help.
Well, do you know how it spreads, or?
That's been one of the greatest mysteries. It's and I mean, I don't know all the details, of course. Only bits and pieces. Vicinia has been here before, but she's always so busy now. She is our priestess of the Raven Queen, and she's been trying to keep things in check, but things have, I think, spiraled beyond what she can do. She's doing her best, but she's one person. Unfortunately,
At that moment, Gwen is going to step into the room and say, well, here is another person here to help, and I will do anything to help the Raven Priestess. And I am a follower of the Platinum Dragon, but we are here to help anyone in need.
and seeing the holy symbol of Bahamut seems to actually give him some measure of comfort, and he kind of lowers the sword.
Okay. I rolled a 15 persuasion, but yeah.
That too. But
Yeah.
certainly no one who was professing to be a servant of Bahamut would be with a drow who are like typical drow.
Right. And I
Or
do
goblins.
say, these are all friends of mine. I know we are an unusual group, but we are here to help anyone in need. And so please just tell us how we can help, and we'll do whatever we can to save the village.
He says, I'm the wrong person to ask. The last I had heard is that that Mara may have gone missing as well now. Mara led the Temple of Arathis here in town.
A symbol of Arathis in the farmhouse. I mean, that's the only familiar thing we've seen here.
Yeah.
You might
Where-
go to the... Sorry?
I was just wondering, where is the temple? I think that's what you were getting ready to tell us.
Well, the Temple of Arathis is here in the center of town. The Temple of the Raven Queen is a little ways outside of town near the cemetery.
Okay.
So I walked in whenever Gwen decided to walk in.
Okay.
So I'm sorry. Did you say when this illness started? How long has this been happening?
Several weeks. It's been going on for several weeks. But Vicinia could probably tell you better where things started.
Do you know who the first one to take ill was?
If I understand it right, the Skelper family was the first to come down with it. So awful. I mean, the poor family had such a tragedy even just before that. Their daughter vanished.
Vanished.
Yeah, no one knows what happened to the girl, but she vanished shortly before people started getting sick.
How old was she?
She was probably 6 or 7.
Oh, how
Have
terrible.
you ever heard of the name Kessler? And I look him
Yes.
directly in the face.
No.
Okay. We came from somewhere where there was also people were vanishing, but it turned out they were being killed. I'm not saying they're related at all. I was just hoping that he's not on the loose here too.
He says there haven't been any murders, if that's what you mean.
That's what I mean.
Where was the last place the girl was seen?
He says, the girl was, she lives on a farm somewhere, a good ways towards the edge of the woods, to the west of town. It's not uncommon for the kids around here to wander freely, through the woods and at the edges of things. I mean, she could have gone anywhere. And unfortunately now there's no one even to really ask.
Oh,
But
her
you
whole
said the
family
family-
died of the disease?
Yeah, her whole family died of the disease.
And they were the first ones afflicted after she went missing. I don't know how much of this is coincidence and how much of it is not.
We should check
Right.
out their house too. It's a point.
And I heard something happened to the Orvok tribe, but I don't really know the specifics.
Did you say Orvok tribe?
Yes. There was a tribe of orcs that had set up an actual peaceful encampment out in the woods a ways out. But like I said, I heard something happened to them, but I don't know what.
Before or after the family died? First family?
I want to say I heard the first thing about it before I heard about the Skelper girl missing. But I again, everything's a little fuzzy these days.
Do
Is
you
it
know
if-
map the nearby area by any chance?
The what?
Do you have a map of the nearby area by any chance?
He says, not really. I mean, people who live here, I mean, we know our way around. Not much use for a map.
Right.
He says, but certainly if you're here to help, I have plenty of rooms. You're welcome to stay here.
Is anyone here in your establishment sick or diseased?
No, it's just me and my girl.
Okay. I just ask because I'm here to help and I could possibly cure someone who's sick.
Yeah, there's just the two of us.
Okay.
And he actually goes and lets Dahlia back out into the room, and she kind of shyly looks at you all, but she's doesn't seem terrified anymore.
Right.
How old is she? Like 18 or something? Or?
She's probably 16.
Okay.
15, 16.
Okay.
Well, thank you for your hospitality and letting us stay here.
Certainly. Are you hungry? Thirsty?
Oh, yes. What do you have?
He says, I don't have much at the moment. I mean, certainly cheese and bread and some cured meat. Obviously, he kind of motions at the bar. There hasn't been much need to cook up more than something for just me and my daughter. But certainly I will make sure to get some breakfast ready for tomorrow.
Sure. Whatever rations you can spare, but please do not give us more than you think that you can spare.
Certainly. I have a good store of items, so I've always been one to prepare for potential problems in the future.
Oh, you are
Good
very
man.
wise.
Yes. I go ahead and put a stack of 10 gold pieces on the counter, and I say, for your trouble.
Thank you. So you get at least a good bit of cheese and bread and some good cured meat to eat, and feel at least a little better in the warmth of the tavern.
Good. Is there anyone around that could deliver a message to the to the priestess of the Raven Queen and let her know that we are here to help?
He says, there's nobody that I would know of to reach. Things have devolved to the point where I haven't seen anyone in at least a day since Joran went looking. He was the last person to come in.
Is there anywhere on the rooftop that we can keep an eye out on things during the night if we were to set a watch? Because we do want to protect you both.
I don't know what you'd be protecting us from. I mean, we've been safe so far. There hasn't been anything, really here. I mean, we've been talking about the idea of trying to just leave. At this point, I mean, we still have our health, and we could, if we had to, get a hold of a horse and cart and pack up what we have and leave, and we may have to.
Right.
I can definitely tell you that if you don't have horses, there are some at that farm that would definitely love to be out of that barn. Probably.
Oh, yes. Somebody should take care of those animals.
That may be what we do, but in the meantime, since you're here, we'll stake it out at least a little while longer to see if things can get better here.
Could you and your daughter excuse us for just maybe 5 minutes to speak with everybody here? But
sure,
just for some concerns, but just trying to figure out what we can do for the town. But if you'll give us just a moment,
would you like some keys to rooms upstairs? That would give you a chance to talk in private.
That would be excellent.
Of course, of course. Yes, that would be great.
So he hands a key to each of you, and motions to the stairs.
Mm-hmm. So I lead the way upstairs and motion it for everybody to please come. So once we're inside and I lock the door and look around a bit, I do bring out the almanac again and just say, as much as I'm tempted to rest with this thing and the voices that we've heard and the mention of today is the day that everybody dies, I don't know if we can afford to rest right now, and I'm kind of thinking maybe we should investigate the entire time and forgo any rest.
Are you flipping through the almanac again? I mean, showing the...
Yeah, flipping through the almanac and showing that today's date says death. I assume it's still saying that.
Has it changed, or does it still say that?
No, it looks like a normal almanac page.
So it doesn't say death anymore?
No.
Oh.
Did we see death, or was it just Gwen?
I showed
No,
it.
everyone saw it.
Okay.
Yeah, I showed it, so... Okay.
Oh, perhaps our actions have changed fate.
And the pages after are no longer blank.
All right.
Interesting.
When personally, what I believe is we should probably talk to that Raven priestess.
Yeah.
I agree.
She sounds like she probably knows a little bit more about what's going on here and what we might be able to do to help.
Well, there's
Right.
also the Temple of Arathis, which is actually right here in town. Now, he said that it's possible that Mara, the priestess, may have gone missing. But basically, the Temple of Arathis is closer than the Raven Queen.
Right. I'm kind of thinking we should just go ahead and go over there now. How does everybody else feel?
Yes,
Sure.
I agree.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, Squee nods his head up and down.
So
Vigorously.
go to the Temple of the Raven Queen or to the Temple of Arathis?
Temple of
Arathis.
Arathis. The
Okay.
closest one.
All right.
But,
Maybe we should split up.
Right.
No one ever.
But,
What could go wrong?
I do ask the father if he can. I tell we let him know that we're heading over there. But if there is anything that happens, please, please send out a call and we will come running.
He says, I will.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, let's go over to the Temple of Arathis.
All right. So the Temple of Arathis is right here in the center of town. So.
Can you ping it?
Okay.
Yep. Hang on, I got to get it on the right layer.
Okay.
And it's pretty easy to pick out.
All right.
The holy symbol of Arathis above the door is definitely easy enough to see. Now, let me see here. One moment. Okay.
And I do suggest, meaning no insult whatsoever. Perhaps Squee and Ashran should be, take a step behind us as we try to get the attention of somebody in the temple.
Oh,
Yeah.
why is that?
Yeah.
Yes, why did that pub owner react so strangely to us?
We are strange people in his town. He doesn't know us. Maybe it's just, we were strangers.
That does make sense.
And, and I just think that since he seemed to have a positive reaction to the symbols of my god, perhaps as one holy person to another, maybe that would be the best approach.
Can I run and grab that symbol of Arathis from the farm real quick?
That would take a little while.
Yeah.
I was gonna put it on and be like, yes, I worship your god.
So Squee just looks at Gwen and is like, and he takes his kite shield, which on him looks like a tower shield, and then just sort of like puts it in front of him, so you can hardly see his body.
And I say, I like that pose. That looks really good on you, Squee.
You just see his ears from behind flip up and down in agreement.
Yes.
Okay.
Look, he didn't react too fondly to me either. I'll stay out with him.
What's your race again, Taran?
Human.
Okay.
That was just because you rolled a low persuasion.
Yeah. I am not very charismatic.
I do have good persuasion.
Okay, so I'm going to assign this so that everybody can move it.
The torch?
Yep.
Gotcha.
Because you should be able to control it. All players. Because there are a few people who can't see without some light.
That is correct.
Somebody's got a torch. Now, hopefully that should show appropriately. That
Yep.
You couldn't see anything before the light came in. Although Ashrin could probably see everything
I
anyway.
can see everything because of my superior dark vision.
Yep. And to the north, I assume this is the temple?
Yep. Doorway is right here.
All right. Okay, I'll go ahead and give a knock, knock, knock.
You knock on the door and you hear the kind of hollow echo from within. Go ahead and make perception checks.
Oh, wow. Okay, first time I had a good perception.
Ooh, I got a good one too.
Yeah.
I did not do good. Nope.
Okay. Gwen actually sees something.
Okay.
You see over here, there seems to be the fragment of a book.
Do I see
The
it too?
fragment of a book.
Yeah, it's pages. It looks like part of a cover and some pages.
Okay.
Did I see it too with 17 or no? Just her?
Yeah, you see it.
Yeah,
You see it a second after she does.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I
run over
mean,
there then because I love books.
I point it out and I say let's be cautious because we don't know what's going on. But let's look, take a look at that book. We'll look down at it. Is it in common or some other language?
It is in common.
Okay.
And I will share it out to you. And it'll now be in your handouts.
Okay. Does somebody want to read this aloud?
I suppose I can read it out loud.
Or how about Nate? Nate, since you don't get to talk much, why don't you read it in your good deep voice?
There you go.
Okay. In the time before, in a land cloaked in mists, there was a woman, and she was Ezra. Ezra was a healer of the sick and protector of the weak. Such was her lot in life. Such was her role in the grand scheme. Ezra took pride in the role fate had given her. Her duty was her joy. For many years, Ezra healed the lame and watched over her people. Yet as time went on, Ezra began to see the hollow. From the mists of death came horrors of the night. They were the drinker of blood, and the stealer of breath, and the beast that rends. Many were their legions. Many were the roles they played by darkness in the grand scheme. Ezra knew that death would come for her, as it comes to all in time. When Ezra entered the Grey Land, there would be no guardian to fill her role. there would be no one to stand between her people and the legions of the night. Ezra set forth on a quest to find a guardian for her people. She sought the one pure heart who would assume her role. Ezra sought for the one pure heart in many lands, but ever did she seek in vain. In time, her quest brought Ezra to the end of all things. Behind Ezra stretched all the lands of the world. Before Ezra rose only the mists of death. Ezra spoke to the mists. Asked she, "The world is yours. You set its shape. Why do you allow its people to wander, lost and afraid?" But the mists did not answer. Again, Ezra spoke. "Why have you filled your world with the legions of the night?" Yet the mists would not answer. A third time did Ezra speak. "All things have their role in the grand scheme. The legions of the night have their place, but guardians and guides have their roles in turn." Still, the mists offered no reply. Ezra spoke once more. "I have searched all the vastness of your lands, but I have found no guardians for my people. I have found no guides for the lost." Again, the mists were silent. The last time did Ezra speak. "You have failed the grand scheme. You have created a hollow that must be filled. If you will not watch over your people, then that task falls to me." Upon the fifth entreaty did the mists of death reply. From the mists came a voice, and the voice spoke, saying, "Turn back, mortal. You know nothing of the grand scheme. You know nothing of the mists. You have reached the end of your world. Continue, and you shall find only your destruction. Nothing more." Yet Ezra held fast against the mist, saying, "You cannot bid me enter, yet I cannot turn away. I offer myself to you, so that you may know the suffering of my people. I must be destroyed for them, then that is what it must be." The mists of death fell silent. Then the voice spoke once more. "Enter the mists if you must, mortal, but not as you are. Your kind has no place here. To enter the mists, you must become as one with the mists. Never again shall you leave them. Will you forever sacrifice yourself to watch over these few mortals?" Spoke Ezra. "Such is my role in the grand scheme. So must it be." And with these words did Ezra become our guardian in the mists.
Excellent reading.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So, have any of us heard of this legend before? Or should we
No,
roll an
you-
Arcana?
I can save you the trouble. No.
Yeah.
You've never heard of Ezra. And you've never heard this legend before.
Okay. Right. And of course, we entered a mist, so that comes to mind.
Sure.
And we've certainly heard voices in the mist. I'm not sure if these are the same types of voices or if we have entered into a land that Ezra entered, or so hard to know. And we don't really know who her people were.
Very mysterious.
Yep.
I'm going to take those pages and roll them up, put them in my pack.
Okay.
Yep. And the horrors of the night were the drinkers of blood. Of course, vampires come to my mind with that.
Yeah.
And the renders of flesh.
Yep.
Yep.
And we have never heard of the grand scheme before.
No, and it has the feel of a holy text. I mean, just as someone who is one of the faithful, you can't help but wonder if Ezra is a goddess.
Right.
But you've never heard of her.
Right.
Yeah, or a saint or something, maybe.
No?
I can't try that. I'm not.
What's that?
Invoke the power of Ezra. Then we'll find out, right?
Yeah.
I can't do that. I am but a ranger.
Right. Okay. Well, these are unsettling things.
Has it just been ripped out of this book or something?
It looks like. I mean, it's hard to tell. I mean, the book's in bad. The only reason you can tell it was part of a book is there's a fragment of a cover.
Right.
But
What does the cover say?
there's just those few pages. There's no title on it.
Okay.
It's just like you've got part of a cover rather than a full cover.
Well, perhaps this
Right.
priestess will know what this might be.
Yeah.
Perhaps so, if somebody answers. But yes.
You got to be louder. It's a big place.
Well, we got distracted by
Right.
pages. I think you should knock again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Try louder.
So I do knock again, and I basically just give a greeting, an honorable greeting to to the temple of Arathis, and I say, Mara, if you're here, we are here to help. Or if anyone else is in the temple, we are here to help in the time of need.
No answer.
Well,
And then I identify myself as a follower of the Platinum Dragon and say a few holy words. No answer.
No answer.
Is the door locked?
You try the door. It is not locked.
Well, let's just go in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cautiously go in.
Okay. I'll try.
Definitely, our drow friend can see a figure sitting in one of the pews, facing away from the back of the temple.
Okay.
Oh, am I the only one who can see that right now?
Well, I think they can see now the light, coming in with the torch.
Yeah. It's
So
it's a woman in purple.
Yep.
Looks like. All right. Well, I'm gonna as I get closer. Like, is she sitting there? Is her eyes closed? Is she awake?
She's sitting there with that same horrifying grin on her face, blackish fluid having dripped from her mouth onto her dress.
So she's dead.
Apparently so.
It's the Joker.
right.
Okay, I'm gonna put this out there, guys. Do we want to make sure she's dead? Because she looks like she might have recently died. If she's dead, she looks like she's dead.
Is there any way to tell versus the Etrin dude? Like, is there a difference in how the corpse is?
The features are very, very similar.
Okay, then I'm more comfortable.
I mean, basically the facial expression, the gums pulling away from the teeth, it's all very similar if disturbing.
Is the smell of decay and rot prevalent?
Yes.
Okay.
It's
Then,
dead.
yeah.
Yeah. Without actually touching the body, would somebody like to see if it looks like she has any papers or anything on her?
I mean, you can see like a prayer book, in her hands, clearly with an Arathis symbol on it.
Okay.
In the live chat, listeners may says, "I've never been in a temple with checkerboard tiles."
Hey, they're the best kind of temples.
That's what. That's the Arathis temples. That's what they do.
Rathis temples are great.
It's the god of chess.
We move
Law and order.
every Sunday we move.
Got to play by the rules.
We play human chess.
Yeah. It's wizard's chess.
It's wizard's chess. There you go.
Also,
All right.
you can see a door over here.
Oh.
Let's check that out.
Well, I say a quick little prayer of blessing over her, and don't touch the book.
What's
Okay.
hang on, what's on the altar? That scroll with scripts on it?
Oh, it's not actually there. I mean, it's just like a holy book sitting up there for Arathis.
Okay.
Is there any trace of like vomit or anything around there? Like she was sick and went over there and sat down, or just
Aside from the blackish ick that seems to have dribbled down her front, no, I mean there isn't like a bucket with her or anything.
okay?
All right. So you want to try the door over there?
Yeah, let's go ahead and cautiously open the door.
Squee's gonna keep watch behind everybody.
Okay.
Okay.
Go first.
I'm going in.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and go.
It appears to be a small, living quarters, probably for the priestess.
Oh, is this a desk?
Yeah.
Can I investigate the desk?
You can investigate the desk,
I'm going
and you find a small journal.
Oh, I'm gonna read the journal.
Okay.
Guys, they found her diary.
Nice.
I'm gonna look under the bed.
It's clean.
Is there anything else, like a trunk at the foot of the bed? Anything else we can investigate?
Yeah, there's a trunk at the foot of the bed that
I'm gonna
has
look in that.
spare robes and things like that.
I stand guard here at the doorway.
Certainly, also in the desk are some extra, like, carved wooden holy symbols of Arathis.
Guys, do you want some holy symbols?
I don't want it. Everybody we see with them is
I
dead.
don't feel right about taking someone else's belongings.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that too.
She's dead.
Well, I think that we should be
That's still not ours to take.
respectful.
Well,
but
we could
I
give
do want to
them
look at
to
the journal.
Well, everyone should be able to see the journal.
Yep.
All right. Hand over the journal. Yep.
All right. Samus, you want to read this one, or?
I can certainly do that. The priest of Arathis kept a journal of activities in town, and the most recent entries stand out. 1 week prior to the first plague death, she discusses the discovery of the Orvok tribe having died by Lorum Skelper. Lorum was out in the woods and basically discovered the tribe had died. She mentions the strange mist phenomenon in the woods beyond the Orvok camp, with the intention to examine it more closely when time permitted. The priestess notes detail out on plague deaths of 30 people in the community, the ages ranging from 7 to 38 over the course of 3 weeks. Her words indicate frustration at her inability to stop the spread of the illness and her confusion over how it spread from the Skelper farm to appearing at the Crower farm, which is practically the opposite side of the township. One of her final notes speaks of finding a strange amulet on her way to visit one of the ill families. She made a sketch of it in the journal.
Is that the
Which
sketch
is
above?
the image above.
Okay. Do we? There's no amulet in this room. If we search all around.
No.
Could
Maybe
we?
a Arcana
Yeah.
check.
Or history.
Was that a yes?
You could make rolls. Yeah, you can make rolls.
Would history be okay for me?
Yeah, history would be
Ah,
fine.
it's terrible.
Kind of run all the range of possibilities.
Yeah. I rolled a 19.
That's good. Lister's mate in the chat says, "Did you check the sacrificial wine?" We did not.
We have not.
So, none of you recognize it as anything. But Gwen is looking at it and thinking, it was an amulet. Maybe it was a holy symbol.
Hmm.
And there wasn't on her body. We didn't see this amulet, right? When we were out in the
On whose body?
Well, sorry, the body we out in the other room, the main temple room.
No, the body out in the main temple room had a Book of Arathis in her lap, but didn't have any amulets around her neck.
Oh, so that may not be. That just might be a worshiper, not Mara. We don't know. I guess.
Right. It may be a worshiper, not the priestess herself.
Right. I mean, let's look around the room just to make sure that this amulet isn't somewhere here in the room. And there's nothing in that holy book of Ezra that has this picture anywhere connected to it, right?
No.
No symbol like this. Okay.
No.
But it sounds like obviously the Oravok tribe is where it started. It sounds like this illness.
Possibly.
For her
Possibly,
journal,
at least that was,
And you
yeah.
said the scalpers found the tribe, and then
the
their
husband-
family got sick.
Yeah, the husband found it, so he got it from them. It sounds like the Oravok tribe.
Well, and the little girl vanished. The scalper girl vanished.
Was this before he found the tribe, or we don't know that?
It doesn't really say.
Okay, well, we definitely need to go check that out. Tribe and the farm.
Right.
Right.
I would say, I mean, is this all that there is to the temple? Are these 2 rooms, or?
Yeah, just these 2 main rooms.
Okay.
I mean, this isn't a big city. They don't have like a vast, temple complex for Arathis here.
Right. And let's look around a little more, but I assume we do not find this amulet here in the room.
As you look around, you actually find it laying up near the altar. On the side of the altar.
The amulet.
It's a simple silver amulet of that shield, the kite shield, with a long sword crossed with a sprig of belladonna.
Okay. And belladonna, is that?
Is that a flower or a plant? What is that?
It's a plant.
Yeah. What is that typically used for? I mean, I'm sure it's an herb. Is it a poisonous herb or a peaceful herb, or?
Let's see. I think.
Gwen, would you like to hold on to this amulet?
I think that we should hold on to it just as we investigate things.
Okay. Belladonna, if I remember right, it is poisonous.
Yeah.
I'm looking it up on.
No worries. I'm just wondering if it seems to have any kind of religious significance that we're aware of, or if there are any. Anyway, if we just know if it's really significant to certain people, or.
Belladonna or deadly nightshade.
Okay. Now, is that important to the drow?
Well, I mean, drow use all kinds of poison.
Right.
Not this drow.
Nope.
So I wouldn't know anything about that.
Well, I don't know. Would the monks that you were with, would they have been really trained in herbs and herbal remedies and?
Oh, well, if the monks were possibly, like, she would know nothing about her drow heritage, really, but possibly from the monks.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. Okay. Well, and it's just sitting there. There's nothing around it or anything. It didn't look like it was being used for something. It's just sitting.
It was just laying on the edge of the altar.
Okay. Are there any other sacrifices here at the altar?
No.
Okay. Yeah, so let's go ahead and take it. But as I do take it, I try to do it respectfully, and I say a little prayer. And do I feel like it'd be appropriate to leave any gold pieces here on the altar?
You certainly could. I mean, it wouldn't hurt anything.
Right. So I'll go ahead and leave another 10 gold pieces here at the altar.
Okay.
Just as a sign of respect.
I think we're going to go ahead and stop here tonight.
All right.
Because you're not in any particular danger at the moment, and we can halt the investigation here for next time.
Yeah.
All right. So then the plan would be next week to continue this.
Oh yeah.
Probably wrap it up. Awesome.
I hope so. I mean, it'll depend a little bit on pacing that you guys do. So.
Sure. Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, so folks, we will continue this story next Monday night. By the way, in the chat, listeners mate said belladonna is a drug that helps with the stomach and intestines and bladder. Interesting.
Yeah, it does have some medicinal purposes.
Right.
It's got to be very careful about the dosage.
If it doesn't
It's
kill
also called wolfsbane.
Oh, really? Maybe that's the problem. The doctor's just been overdosing everybody. All right, so folks, thank you very much, obviously, for watching. Before we get out of here, let me show you some links about what we're up to. Trip, you want to tell people about your stuff?
Oh, sure. So I have a fun web series called The League of S.T.E.A.M. If you want to check it out, just leagueofsteam.com. And it's good steampunk comedy adventure. And actually really great for Halloween, though, because we have lots of monsters in it. It's all about monster hunters. And I do recommend everybody check out a really fun episode that we did that kind of deals with Day of the Dead. And it's called Dead Man's Party, and it's about skeletons that will not basically go into their graves at a monastery, and it's really quite fun if you want to check it out. Nice. So you can just YouTube it at League of S.T.E.A.M. On the League of S.T.E.A.M. channel and look up Dead Man's Party.
Awesome. Well, if it's about monasteries, my character would definitely watch it.
Absolutely. You'll get a kick out of it if you do.
Does it have the song by Oingo Boingo?
No, but
what song is
would
that?
be a good one.
Dead Man's Party.
Oh, it's actually titled that? Okay, nice.
Yeah, it's from Weekend at Bernie's.
Oh, all right. That's a fun movie. Marks.
Yeah.
Tell people what you're up to.
Yeah, you can find me over at markspile.com, the various projects I'm up to, and over on Twitter at Mr. Marks. And of course, co-hosting DC Action Hour on Sundays.
All right. Oh, speaking of DC Action Hour, here's the shop, folks, where you can catch that. Sundays, 8 p.m. There's all the other shows I do. I don't have any Halloween stuff, unless if you think getting pregnant by your superhero nemesis is a horror story, you can watch Super Knocked Up. It's actually just an action comedy, but for the villain, it was pretty disturbing. So you can check that out at supergeekedup.com or this YouTube channel. And we had a lot of fun doing that. And Nate, what are you up to?
Thank you very much. Yes, currently I am shuffling my way slowly but surely up the ranked League of Legends ladder, back to my spot at the 0.2% in the 90 million some odd players around the world.
Wow!
Aside from that, you can catch me here with this crazy kooky bunch, or under my alias Uncle Muffles, where I obviously help do a lot of different voice lines for, acting, dubbing, narrating, etc., etc. And if you have a project that you just want some voice, like my crappy one for, then by all means hit me up and I will amaze you with my mouth.
Jesus Christ. As you heard, folks, when he read that thing earlier, he has an awesome voice, so you should take him up on that. Yeah. All right, let's see here.
We're all amazed by your mouth.
Good.
All right.
I'd be sad if you weren't.
Yeah. Yeah, this is what you got yourself into, Shiloh. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Somnus or Shiloh, anything you guys want to mention or pimp out?
Not
Shiloh?
really.
No?
What?
Okay. For me, of course, I'm here running this madness and mayhem for this crew. Of course, next week we'll continue with the Ravenloft tale, and then we'll be back into back into Eberron to finish up our ongoing campaign. So hopefully you'll join us for the end of that campaign.
Yes, folks. So some of our players were away, so now we're all back together. So we're back on the D&D stuff. Thanks for your patience. Lister's mate in the chat says Nate has an amazing mouth. Okay, yes, indeed, he does.
Yeah.
All right, so cool, and then welcome again to Shiloh. Thank you for joining us. It's been super fun.
It's been fun. So, yeah, I look forward to doing this more.
Awesome.
Indeed.
Awesome.
All right, folks. So thank you very much, Claw, Lister's mate, anybody else who's watching the live chat. If you're watching in post, of course, we appreciate it. You can put your comments below the YouTube video, or always tweet us at Super Geeked Up. And again, supergeekedup.com is where you can find all our stuff. We always appreciate you guys watching. Oh, and remember, one last thing. Patreon. We have a Patreon page. There it is on your screen, patreon.com/supergeekedup. If you would like to support us, we would love that. It helps us to do more of these geeky and gaming shows. All right, that's it for us, folks. We'll see you next Monday night, and barring flat tires, we will start at 8 p.m. Eastern time.
Yes.
Or other vampire attacks or whatever might happen. But happy Halloween, everybody. Hope you have an awesome and safe Halloween. Feel free to send us any pictures. If you, that's what I forgot to put up, Trip. I downloaded it, but I didn't have your picture up. Oh well. Of your house.
Oh no, I don't worry about it. That's fine. It's spooky.
Anybody dressing up? Anybody here dressing up for Halloween, or did you over the weekend? No.
No.
Unfortunately not.
Just did the pirate thing.
That counts. That's cool. Pirates are cool.
Yeah.
All right. Sweet.
That's why the front porch is decorated as a pirate. Pirate skeleton.
Nice. Excellent. Good job. All right, folks. We'll hopefully see you next week or Sunday night for DC Action Hour or some of our other shows. Until then, have fun adventuring, everybody. Bye.